using Legalboards, I can tell you from my own personal experience, has been fantastic, because even when I was on my own, it's sort of trying to pick up a file and say what needs to be done. And with Legalboards, it's, I can just go right in there, click on the card on the board, set up the workflow the way that I want to have it set up, the way that we want to get it done. And it's so much more efficient that way. The lack in Clio on its own of really setting any automations, right? And having the tasks that are generated create checklists and be able to really formulate that workflow the way that we wanted to have it done. Having the tasks is great because we can assign the tasks, but when they're just sitting there, and as a high volume firm, you look and you have 47 overdue tasks, but you don't really know where anything is in the workflow. And what Legalboards lets us do is set up that workflow and be able to take those tasks, create associated checklists. We can know where every file is in that workflow at any given time. So if someone's out, we know where to pick up. And that's the best part of having Legalboards, and where that's really helped us become much more efficient in creating that workflow. So we can really, get our files moving the way that we need to have them moved. There's less hangups now using the system. When we're trying to go through all of our files, so every week we have weekly meetings where we talk about every single file that is going through the office at that time, where we're at with it, if there's any problems. So we pull up Legalboards when we do that. It's much more efficient. I think that's everything's moving much more smoothly. Everything is much more efficient. There's a set flow, so everybody knows what their task is. It's a very collaborative office. So it's not just a file comes in, it comes to me, and I'm the only one that touches it. There are multiple people in the office that are involved in every single file. Some more than others, depending upon what their specialty is and what their role is in the office. But for the most part, most people in the office touch every file. So what we've been able to do is set up that workflow to say, okay, step one, this person does X. Then when they're done with their task, they mark that as complete. Automation goes to the next person to say, here, new task is generated. You have X number of days to do whatever your next task is. And then we piggyback each successive task off of the completion of the prior task. And sometimes, completing one task, we'll do multiple things where we'll have it drop onto another board, maybe a subboard. Legalboards was really essential in us being able to formulate our process and our workflow, right? So I think that if Legalboards went away, that we would still have, that sort of idea of how we want each file to function. It's trying to see how are we going to be able to automate all of this. I made the joke about maybe a month ago that if Legalboards just up and folded, that we would be in trouble.